So why I have such a strong self-belief, why I think that the things that I may not be matching up to now, I'm going to achieve anyway. It doesn't matter about my current situation. And that's simply because I've seen other people have the success that I want. So why is it not achievable for me? You know, why is it right that they can have it and I can't? I can, you know, just the same as they thought when they was trying to get to where they want to go. They thought the same thing. And the thing is, anyone can do anything. You know, you can do whatever you want. If you're struggling with a certain addiction, you can quit that, but you've got to have the self-belief. You can't give in to self-beliefs. If you're trying to get to a certain standard, a certain point in life, say you want that car, I want this Dodge Challenger. You say you're trying to get millions, billions or whatever, you know, you can achieve that, but you've got to put the work in and you've got to believe it. If you've got a certain thought, if you've got a certain thought worth having, God's given you that thought. God has given you that thought for a reason, because he thinks you're able to get to that, you know, get to that stage, reach that potential that you think you can have. It's achievable. It's achievable, but you've got to believe and you can't give up, because of course you can go from thinking that you're once achievable to get this thing, and then all of a sudden a few things happen, a few mistakes, a few failures, and then that self-belief goes. That's what happens to most people. That's what happens to people that don't understand that the failures that they have in life is what builds them as a person, is what creates them into the person that is going to get that thing. It doesn't matter if you fail. Fail is pointless. You know, caring about failure is pointless. It's pointless. It's like, I can't even think of something to compare that to, because caring about failure is honestly pointless. Of course, at the time, you know, it's understandable at the time, but in 2, 3, 5 years time in your life, you're going to realise that that one thing that you was caring about means nothing. And this is how it is. You're going to realise it means nothing. The failure that you have in life is a lesson later on in life. The failure that you have now is something that built you into the person that you will become in the future. And that is 100% facts. It also goes to the self-belief you have now isn't always going to be the self-belief you had in the future. The self-belief you have now isn't nowhere near comparable to the self-belief you once had, say 1, 2, 3, 5 years ago. The thoughts and the beliefs I had 2, 3 years ago, completely fucking different compared to the thoughts I have now. You know, the self-belief I have now. The person I am now. It's because we all change. We all change. Now, I've always been told, say from my dad for example, people don't change. It is sort of true, but people do change. It's just most people, they don't change exactly, you know. They may change for worse, they may change for better. If a true successful person changes for the better, don't change for the worse. I don't base success on money. I don't base success on your physique. I base success on your mindset, on the person that you once was and on the person you are now. You know? If you've gone from someone on the streets or whatever, or someone that used to smoke loads of weed, or someone that was surrounding themselves around dickheads, some dickhead, yeah, and you've now gone to someone which is trying to build themselves, even if they haven't yet, someone that's trying to get to a certain point, I see that as success. Because you've won, you've gone from one bad path, you've changed, to a bad path to a good path. I see that as success. You know, everyone has their own levels of success, visions of success. Of course, you know, yeah, if you do have a nice car, if you have a nice wife, if you have a lot of money in your account, you are successful, yeah. But there is a lot of millionaires who isn't right there. They're not exactly successful, or they've just been, you know, it's just how it is, you know. But I also believe that, because I come to one point of thinking that why do all these people that ain't actually good people have the things that I want? And that is obviously, like, some of them, they work with Satan, like sold their soul, all that shit, yeah. But that's also because sometimes God gives people things easier to make them learn, make them realise that it can soon just go. All the things you've had happen in your life, God has a plan for you. But of course, you know, sometimes, I'm not going to say that all the bad things in your life has happened because of God. A lot of the time it was probably because you was walking on the devil's path, on the you know, the bad path of life, you know, and that was the devil's plan for you. But if you've gone from a bad path to a good path, now you're on a good path, yeah, but you're trying to go further, that's God's plan, you know, that's God's plan for you. But yeah.